is Crypto for You. Today I talk about what's going on with the Bitcoin and the Ethereum charts. So I'm going to be talking to you how and why I think that Ethereum might be actually uncorrelated, so it's not correlated into Bitcoin anymore. And this is also, I'm going to talk to you about what Ethereum could be doing. So let's get into the video. So guys, if you look at Bitcoin, I just want to look at Bitcoin for a tiny little bit. We are doing pretty good on my update. So since we are doing pretty good, I think that we might do a correction. Like I said in my previous videos, I said that we might do a correction because we were following this gigantic wave, and it should be right here. It's just hidden. There you go. And you guys can see that this would take us to 12,500, which of course is the Fibonacci retracement level of this line. And you guys can see that this actually goes all the way down to 12,200, and if we had actually dropped the line to 12,000, like 14,000 actually, because it was a little bit too high, you can see that this does drop down to 12,200. And I don't have the chart right now, but the Bitcoin futures, the gap is actually at about 12,200 or something right there. And so that would be perfect. Golden ratio, we could have that. We could actually get back down to zero on the RSI on the daily time frame, because right now you guys can see that it's pretty high, and the stochastic RSI is going to red on top. And after that, of course, we could be going up. That's what I think Bitcoin could do. Ethereum, it was also doing a 5-wave move, but it stopped. And so I was thinking why it stopped. Well, it could have been that this was not a 5-wave move after all. So you guys can see that, of course, we're supposed to be like 10% higher than the last high. And by looks of it, 10%, I said, is here. But if we're counted to the wick, it's all the way here. We tapped, we went about 5% up, and then we're back down to here. So instead of a 5-wave move, I see something else. We can actually delete all of this, and we can see that by the looks of it, we could be doing actually a rising wedge. Right here, I actually drew the rising wedge, and you may be asking, well, Ethereum right now says that if we have the rising wedge, that's actually bearish. Bitcoin, I said that it's really bullish. Isn't Bitcoin actually correlated with Ethereum? Well, if we actually hide all the things and we turn on this is the Ethereum chart, and if I actually tweak it a little, and you guys can see that we actually started following Ethereum here. It still did follow it pretty much, just not as much. You guys can see that by the looks of it, Ethereum would have followed Bitcoin at that time, because you guys can see that first Bitcoin came up and then Ethereum actually came up. So if you guys look at it, that means Ethereum was following Bitcoin, but then they switched, and then Ethereum and then Bitcoin started following Ethereum, guys. So right now, what may be happening is we might be switching that again, and that only happened when we went all the way to all-time high. So maybe Ethereum might be switching, and it might be following Bitcoin now, and then we're gonna go to all-time highs. You guys can see that we started following Bitcoin right here. This is January 3rd, 2020, about where coronavirus started, maybe a little bit before. You guys can see that we went up, then we fell down. Bitcoin fell really far down. Ethereum didn't fall that much. After that, though, you guys can see that it went sideways, and then it went really high up, and then it fell back down. Everything's perfectly following. But guys, if we look here, when we came to this level right here, you guys can see that Ethereum practically stayed the same, and we went up. So either Ethereum is just gonna have this gigantic viral spike and gonna tap Bitcoin where it was, or it's just now is actually just not following Bitcoin at all. But what I think is that we're doing the same thing that happened here. You guys can see that we had the all-time high rise, and by the way, if you look at the all-time high, you guys can see that Ethereum compared to Bitcoin all-time high is all the way here, because of course you can see by the price of where it is, because Bitcoin is at 13,500, Ethereum is at 400. Yeah, guys, but it actually did. Ethereum rose practically to $18,000. That's actually cool. Bitcoin was at 0 and rose to 20,000, and Ethereum was at 1,000 or 0, and it rose to 70,000. But now it's at 385. So it had a much bigger crash than Bitcoin. So guys, yeah, if Ethereum is gonna fall down because of this rising wedge, then that means that Ethereum is actually just not following Bitcoin. But what I think is that this rising wedge, we could break down, but then we'll keep going up, because I think that Ethereum is now following Bitcoin. And now that I think Ethereum is following Bitcoin, that means when we go up, Ethereum will go up. And that means everybody's gonna start buying Bitcoin first and then Ethereum. And that means, because the only time that actually this happened was at when we went to all-time high. And as you guys can see that we started going up on Bitcoin really high right here, and then Ethereum actually started going really high. So you guys can see that Ethereum follows Bitcoin because it came to its all-time high a week after Bitcoin came to its all-time high. So we could be going to all-time highs right now, guys. And so thanks for watching. I think Ethereum could fall down right now out of this rising wedge, but after that it could actually spike up and go really high. It's probably going to get support of 318. Bitcoin has a really bullish future. I think that it might actually go down to 12,200 to finish a gap, maybe make like a 5-wave move, because also this could be like a wave 1 right here, guys. And if this is wave 1, even though it kind of is sad, then we take this and we drive in, it would go all the way down to 11,800. That is a possibility. We could fall down to there. And if we fall down to 11,800, I wonder, yeah, 11,800, that's about where Ethereum is. So if we fall to 11,800, we could have a tap of Ethereum again. So, because you guys can see that Ethereum was actually kind of following Bitcoin in the taps, and that would actually be great if Bitcoin could tap Ethereum. But Ethereum could go down and then it could bounce really high off of 317. Bitcoin could go to $12,200 to fill in the gap, but maybe even go down to 11,800, just in case. We should be careful. But after that, don't sell, because it will go really high, and I think that we could go to $30,000. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!